Yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Apophis here and welcome back to Apophis Tech and Reviews. And today in this video, I'm all gonna talk about Blacktie. As you can see, I'm dressed up fully in my brand new custom-made tuxedo. And today in this video, we're all gonna talk about the Blacktie dress code. Well, let's get into the video. The topics of today's video, I want to thank you, my subscribers, for the 70 subscribers that I almost have. I'm almost at 70 subscribers, so that means 31 people away from 100 subscribers. I want to remind you that when I hit 100 subscribers on my channel, I'm gonna do a giveaway. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm definitely gonna do a giveaway. So please, if you like jewelry reviews, if you like watch reviews, if you like clothing style reviews, if you like clothing tips, if you like everything that has to do with designer, please subscribe to my channel and you will get videos like this every month to your inbox. Now, without further ado, let's get into the topics of today's video with number one. Topic number one, let's discuss what the difference is between a normal suit jacket that I have right here, a normal suit jacket, and a tuxedo jacket. Now, there are some distinctive features on the tuxedo that makes it or sets it apart from the normal average suit jacket. As you can see, the lapel on the tuxedo is faced with satin or silk. That's the first difference. So it shines in the light and it gives it a more formal look when it comes to, the garment's fit. Then, the second difference is the lapel. A normal suit jacket, a single-breasted normal suit jacket you buy off the rack, it's not tailored, has notched lapels. Do never, ever, when you go to a tailor, never ever opt for notched lapels on your tuxedo. A tuxedo is a formal attire and it should never have notched lapels. Notched lapels are for casual outfits, or for outfits that are semi-formal. It's not the most formal lapel. With a tuxedo, you either go for peak lapels like these one, wide peak lapels, or shawl lapels are also acceptable. Now, the second difference is the pockets. They're welded pockets. Like you can see here on the jacket, they're welded. They don't have a flap because flaps are for day wear. Day wear suits, jackets have flap pockets, usually. That's the right thing on a suit jacket. A suit jacket should always have flaps. That's the difference between a tuxedo and the second difference of a tuxedo and a normal suit jacket. The flaps, they don't have that. Now, usually the buttons, they're not just any buttons. These buttons are faced with the same material as your lapel. So that means that the buttons on your vest should match the same material, or may be made out of the same material as the suit jacket or the tuxedo jacket. The same thing goes actually for the suit jacket. The buttons should always match the buttons on your vest. Well, in this case, it's not a fact because this is a cheap off the rack. I think it's $120 suit jacket, non-tailored. So I just bought this to give a comparison between a tailored tuxedo vest and a non-tailored suit vest. So I would always recommend, if you buy off the rack, because it's one measurement fits all, to go to your local tailor and let at least the sleeves be tailored, or let at least the jacket be tailored. Because if the suit jacket is still fitting, they will notice and you will set yourself apart, but in the wrong way. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, now it's time to go to your local tailor and get your first ever, or maybe your second, or maybe your third Blacktie garment. Now, let's just think about that, off-the-shelf tuxedos do not exist. Zara, Hugo Boss, Tom Ford. Well, Tom Ford does tailoring as well, so I will leave those out of the way, or Hugo Boss. But let's just think that the cheap Zara, H&M, whatever it is, it doesn't exist, okay? You cannot buy a tuxedo vest at those stores. Let's just put that out of the way, alright? So the only thing for you that is left, you know, you are invited to a wedding, a gala party, an award-winning event, maybe Academy Awards, and the dress code of that event is black tie, alright? So the only option for you is to go designer or to go tailored. And yes, both of them are, you know, more expensive. We're speaking couple hundreds, maybe thousands. It's all possible. It's all possible. And especially with tuxedo vests, it depends on the fabric, it depends on the cut, it depends on how difficult your suit is to make. So yeah, there are a lot of things to think about, and that might be scary at first. So the first thing you gotta do is choose the fabric of your tuxedo. So I chose 100% wool. So this is natural 100% wool. I would stay clear from polyester or any type of, you know, not natural material, because it will make you sweaty, and especially in the hot days now during the summer, especially at, let's just say 5-6 p.m. it's still 30 degrees outside, and you will be sweating in your tuxedo when you go to your wedding or when you go to your event where there's no air conditioning, or etc, etc. You will be sweating much more quickly when you go for non-natural material. So that standard material or the standard fabric is 100% wool for tuxedos. Well, I mean, unless you want to cheap out on it, and yeah. But the natural gold standard for tuxedos is indeed 100% wool. Now, after you chose your fabric, I would recommend for if it's your first tuxedo, to go with something classic. Go with the black tuxedo like I did, or go with a navy blue tuxedo. You will always be assured to always fit in. And you will be assured you don't do anything wrong. Now, you can see celebrities on the internet, on YouTube, wearing flashy collars, wearing maybe a necktie even with a tuxedo, or wearing jacketed vests or stuff like that. And yes, that is appropriate if you know what you're doing. If you're overdoing it, then obviously your tuxedo is not gonna be, you know, be right for that occasion. So there are a lot of rules. Well, there are some rules, not a lot of them, but there are some rules to wearing tuxedos. So yeah, there are some rules you have to keep in mind when wearing black tie. With suits, it's a totally different thing. You know, a good suit. Well, I'm just gonna, you know, grab this as an example. This is not a good suit, but I'm just grabbing this for that. A normal suit, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. You can wear it with a t-shirt, you can wear it with a turtleneck, you can wear it with the full suit. You can only wear the pants, you can wear the waistcoat, you can wear it, you know, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. It's basically appropriate for any occasion. A good suit should be a piece of menswear that you can wear in any occasion. Now, a tuxedo is totally different. A tuxedo can only be worn as a as formal attire. So it's a formal attire, and it should never be worn separately. You cannot wear your tuxedo pants separately with a t-shirt. It's not appropriate. Dress up when it comes to black tie. Third thing, the jacket. Alright, so you have your tuxedo jacket and you have chosen your fabric. Now it's time to choose how the jacket should be cut. And most people, I would recommend that when it's your first tuxedo, go with a single button, single breasted, peak lapel jacket. That's the most classic way of wearing a tuxedo. Now, you also have the option for shawl lapels, which are, you know, just like a bathrobe. Let me get one. Just like a bathrobe. When you're wearing it, the lapel of the bathrobe is actually shawl colored. So it doesn't have anything peaking. It's just a normal stripe that goes over each other. That's a shawl collar. And usually people in the early days when it comes to tuxedos wore these peak lapel tuxedos during the event and after they go smoking, and that's called a smoking jacket, which has different type of lapel. It's probably in the same color as the jacket. So if you have a green velvet smoking jacket, the lapel would be green, but it will still be satin, but it will be green. And that's where the shock collar actually comes from. So you have two different types of collars. Never, like I said, opt notch lapels. Notch lapels are not acceptable when specking out your tuxedo. Then you have either single-breasted one-buttoned or normal buttoned. Then you have single-breasted two-buttoned, which means you have two layers of buttons like normal suit vests. And then you have the double-breasted. And double-breasted, I know it might sound strange, or I know it might sound scary for most people. Oh, doesn't this come out of the 80s? Isn't this like, am I too short for double-breasted? Am I too, small for double-breasted? Am I too young for double-breasted? And honestly, you just should wear what you like. If you want to try out double-breasted, just go for it. Like, don't let anyone stop you from doing you. And that's the thing with specking out your tuxedo. It should be you. So if you want to spec out your tuxedo, you don't have to listen to me. If you want a pink tuxedo vest double-breasted with gold buttons, go for it. I mean, do whatever you want. It's not recommended because it's historically incorrect. Gold buttons do not belong on a tuxedo because it doesn't match the color of the lapel. But that's the thing. Do you. When it comes to tuxedos, do you. That's the general rule I follow. Let's talk about double-breasted. Now, because I stopped in my explanation of double-breasted to explain something else, so let's, make a segment all about the double-breasted jacket. And it goes the same with suits. A double-breasted jacket should always be peak lapel. Always. Always. No doubt without it. With tuxedos, it's different. A tuxedo can also be a shawl collar with double-breasted buttons. That's also acceptable. But with a suit, I would always recommend going with peak lapels, and that's it. Now, there are 4 configurations when it comes to double-breasted jackets. 6-on-1, like I have, the 6-on-2, the 4-on-1, and the 4-on-2. And I know it might sound confusing, right? So let me explain. Alright, so the first number corresponds to the amount of buttons the jacket has. So 6 buttons means 6 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 4 buttons would mean 4 buttons. So these buttons would be gone, right? Pardon. And these buttons would be placed differently. Okay? So I have a button right here. So these buttons would be different, and the suit also would be cut differently with the 4-on-2 or 4-on-1. But so you will only have 4 buttons, and the second number corresponds to the functionality of the button. So the 6-on-1 means 6 buttons on the jacket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one of the outer buttons is functional. You never button your last suit button. I see this so many times when people are wearing a suit. There are so many things that I can see that you don't know what you're doing. Like people, when they buy a suit jacket, they leave the stitches on their backside flap tailored to the jacket. That's not good. They should be, loose. It should be loose. Your side vent should be loose. I see so many things like, for example, most people who wear a suit jacket button all the buttons. Like, no, you don't do that. That's so incorrect. I'm pretty frustrated about this, I know, but there are some rules when wearing a suit. There are not many rules, but there are some rules, so please follow the rules. And you will never go wrong. You will never see me complain. But yeah, like I said, who am I, right? I just want to look the part and be the part. And you know, when you go to an event and you wear your suit jacket, your double-breasted suit or your tuxedo, and you button all the buttons, yeah, it will make you look like you don't know what you're doing. Now, usually, the rule is you always leave one button unbuttoned. That's just one rule. All right, so that's the explanation of the double-breasted suit. All right, number 4. Let's talk about tuxedo pants. Tuxedo pants are actually just, you know, pants made out of the same fabric as your vest, like a suit. But they have one thing that sets them apart. Actually, two. Now, normal suit pants can be specced with cufflinks, with cuffs. So that means that the underside of the pants can be cuffed. So it means that it has like a small uprise to set apart these things. Now, obviously, for shoes, I'm gonna show you in number 6 or number 5 what you should wear with a tuxedo. Now, the difference between the normal suit pants and the tuxedo pants is they actually have this line, this satin line that is made out of the same material again from your lapel. So they have this satin line going all the way down to the shoe. And that's the difference between normal pants, normal suit pants, and tuxedo pants. Now, if you spec out your pants, make sure to ask the tailor. I did not do this with this double-breasted tuxedo, so this is a mistake that I made, and I want to show you guys. Oh, also general rule, never, ever when you wear a double-breasted tuxedo or a double-breasted suit, wear it unbuttoned. It should always be buttoned, because otherwise it doesn't look good, right? Look, I'm wearing my tuxedo vest, double-breasted, loose. Doesn't look good, right? All right, I want to show you this. This is not appropriate, and I didn't know at first. So when I got this tuxedo at the tailor, you know, they asked me if I wanted a belt loops or if I wanted suspenders. And suspenders are these things instead of a belt, right? Because a belt is for day wear. A belt should not be worn with a tuxedo. So actually, this should be gone, right? There we go. All right. So instead of a belt and instead of belt loops, a real tuxedo pant. Well, this is a tuxedo pant, but it's the wrong tuxedo pant. Should have suspenders right here, and it means you can actually suspend, make sure that the pants are tied to your shirt. The shirt should always be tucked in, and they should have suspenders. I did not do that, so unfortunately I have to wear a belt, but because this is a double-breasted tuxedo suit, people don't see that belt. So if it would be a single-breasted tuxedo suit, that would be a problem, because people would see the belt and they would know that's inappropriate. I've put out my tuxedo vest, and let's talk about the accessories. So how can you dress up your tuxedo? So the only thing that a tuxedo actually needs is a boutonniere, a little flower on the lapel or on the vest, maybe a pocket square. Your shirt. It can be French cuff, it can be normal button, it doesn't really matter. No, it's not about your cuffs, you know? The tuxedo should speak for itself. It's not about your giant cufflinks or your giant buttons. It's about the total package. Then, the accessories you should wear is a bow tie. Like I said, there are people who wear neckties with a tuxedo, but it's actually not correct. You should always wear a bow tie unless it's a black suit that passes off as a tuxedo, or unless it's double-breasted. A double-breasted tuxedo with a necktie, in my opinion, it's not correct, but in my opinion, does look good, depending on the tie. Now, second accessory that you can wear with a tuxedo, let's open the closet, is, of course, well, not with this. The double-breasted tuxedo is always meant to be worn buttoned. But with a single-breasted tuxedo, like I have here, this is a cummerbund. And this is worn to hide your tucked shirt, actually. So, right here, you put it around the waist, and this is actually a way to wear your tuxedo open. So if I had a single-breasted tuxedo vest, I will show you with my velvet tuxedo. This is a way to wear your vest open without having to wear a waistcoat. Or, indeed, like I said, you can wear a waistcoat. Those are actually the two ways to wear a single-breasted tuxedo. So let me get out the waistcoat. There we go. Or people wear a waistcoat with their double-breasted tuxedo. With their single-breasted tuxedo, pardon. People usually do not wear a waistcoat with their double-breasted tuxedo, and neither do they wear a cummerbund because it's already covering their waist. Always leave one button open, and there we go. But to finish out this video, I want to give you some tips and tricks on how to confidently wear a tuxedo. Like I said, it should be tailored, in my opinion. But if you want to go off the rack, go for it, right? It's cheaper, and honestly, I do think a tuxedo shouldn't be designer. It shouldn't cost more than a couple $100 for most people. Let's just be honest. Okay, that celebrities wear designer Tom Ford or Brioni tuxedos, I do understand, and they cost $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And yes, that's normal. But in my opinion, to be honest with you, as the end consumer, you should not spend so much on a suit. Maybe max $1,000 on your custom tailored tuxedo, and that's a lot. So that's my opinion on the cost. And if you get a tuxedo off the rack, please do make sure you go to a tailor to let the sleeves be tailored to your size, and at least get rid of unnecessary fabric. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video about tuxedos, and I hope I explained this well, because you know my videos aren't scripted, like you know. So everything I record, you can see the raw footage because I want to be as honest with my viewers as possible. So, if you go and get your first tuxedo, these are a couple of things you need to look out for. All right? This is Apophis signing out.